What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. And today, this is the very first Rampage review show. And
Let's
with
go.
me, as always, is my co-host Leland Benford. What's up, man?
What's up, y'all? I just finished watching Rampage, and this episode really got me excited. I like to watch Rampage on Saturday mornings, and it pumped me up this morning. So let's talk about it.
So yeah, we just coming off from Dynamite, which is Chicago, and continues on in Chicago on Rampage. We had 4 matches and 2 title matches. So let's get straight onto it. So we have first off, we had Adam Cole, bang bang, defeated Io Uno in less than 2 minutes. That was number, but the real genesis here is the promo that he did. So he goes to mention that he's still undefeated AEW, because like we mentioned before, that unsanctioned match, it doesn't count. Records doesn't count. Okay, yeah, we mentioned that before. And then he mentioned, oh, he wants to earn, he wants some respect on his name. Of course, he's gonna give respect because he's Adam Cole, baby. What is it not to respect this man? And then last but not least, he mentioned soon, one day, he will be AEW World Champion. So if they are doing Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole Bang at Revolution, sign me up. Sign me up.
That will be a heck of a rivalry. And I think the foreshadowing is there because they took out Evil Uno. He had to do the job that day. And then Evil Uno, of course, is linked to Hangman Adam Page with all of the stuff that he did with the Dark Order. So I think they are foreshadowing that Adam Cole versus Adam Page rivalry for the AEW Championship. That's going to be exciting. And what a heck of a promo. Adam Cole, if you can't say anything about his, if you say anything about his wrestling, you can't say that he gives a mediocre or lackluster promo. He definitely know how to command the audience and can command the mic. But yeah, that would be a hell of a rivalry.
Yeah, can't wait to see what the future holds for Adam Cole. So after the promo in the match, we go into the TBS champion Jay Cargill and Mark Sterling cut a promo, says Jay is looking for someone to be her 27th victim. They're really hyping up Jay as the AEW and female version of Goldberg. So they try to make her be this I don't know how long this undefeatable streak is going to go on, but that's the way they play out. So how you see this going forward?
Yo, I'm a huge fan of Jade. I like the fact that she called out saying, y'all call me green and only green is money. That was a great line because that's one of the things I see in all the wrestling forums and all the different Facebook groups, that she too green to be in her position. But I mean, look at Goldberg. He was very green too. I always like to refer people back to the Goldberg versus William Regal match. Like, that's how green he was. That match was, bowl and shoe ugly, as JR says. But Jay Cargill has that appeal. You will stop scrolling when you see a picture of her. You will stop, changing the channel if you see her on TV, and she just draws people in. And that's what AEW needs right now. And her matches are pretty decent. You believe that, a move from her will hurt. So I think she's in a good position for the TBS championship right now. I like where they put her.
Yeah, I was one of those people say Jay was not ready for the spotlight yet. I was definitely one of those people. But after the matches she had with Thunder Rosa, Ruby Soho, and Anna Jay, she's definitely got a little bit better in the ring. I would definitely say that she got a little bit better. So yeah, it's definitely looking forward. So moving on to TNT Championship with Sammy Guevara versus Isaiah Cassidy. So of course, Matt Hardy in there. We got a little side effect like during the match, but as you know, Sammy Guevara came out with the win. I mean, do you really expect Isaiah Cassidy to win the title? Like, even though this was his first singles match, and Private Party is still in the top 5 ranking, I bet they're at number 4, if I believe they are number 4 in the rankings.
Well, I knew Isaiah wasn't going to win when they didn't even give him, time for his entrance. They just announced him already in the ring, Isaiah Cassidy. So right there, that's a dead giveaway that he's not going to win at all. So I don't think this should have been a TNT championship match. I think this was just kind of a regular match. And I know they're doing the open call, like the open challenge, but man, you got to make it feel like an actual challenge and not giving Isaiah Cassidy time to come out to the ring. Automatically the challenge is gone. But they did have a solid match. I will say my one gripe with Sammy Guevara, he does not remember to sell his injuries. He came out with the wrapped, torso, the wrapped stomach and ribs, and and did that play a factor into the match at all? No. So why even go through the trouble to wrap it? So that's my one gripe with Sammy Guevara. I think he's a hell of a talent. And anytime his match is on, I'm definitely glued to the television. But the psychology work is just not hitting for me, man. Remember to sell those damn injuries so we can buy in more to your character. But that's my only gripe with him.
And also during the match, Andrade Idolo came in or tried to provide a distraction to Sammy, but that didn't work. But after Sammy defeat Cassidy, it looks like Andrade and Matt Hardy was going to jump him. And then Jericho was right there on commentary to make sure things don't get out of hand. But before Jericho could get up, Darby Allin came in and helped out Sammy Guevara. And then they had a little stare down with Matt Hardy and Andrade. So, and then Darby Allin, as we all know, he is still the longest, and he has the record of being the longest reigning TNT champion. And he salutes Sammy Guevara as undisputed champ right now. So we are at a crossroads between like two different party scenarios here. Like Andrade was trying to recruit Darby Allin to be one of his proteges, but Darby Allin said no, money's not the answer. Get out of my face. So, and then Andrade was like, I'm gonna talk to your boss Sting. And now Sammy Guevara is stuck in a situation that he might have not only Matt Hardy and Andrade on his back. So we are in two different scenarios here. Like, who is Sammy going to defend the TNT title against? Is it going to be against Darby Allin? Is it going to be Andrade? Is it going to be Matt Hardy? Like, what do you think about this?
So first, before we get into all of that, I just want to say it's so cool to see like the pillars kind of coming together of AEW, this homegrown talent of Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin coming out, being in these rivalries with these like more veteran guys. I would love to see an Andrade versus Darby match because they have such different styles, but Andrade definitely has that strong style luchador style that he likes to use, and then Darby has this like crazy, running at you at 100 miles per hour and throwing everything he got type style. So I think a match between them two would be really good. But we are coming at a crossroads, and these two stories are kind of blending and mixing, and I think it's going to end up being like a tag team situation where we may see tag teams against Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin versus Private Party, and maybe this is all just a rub for the young guys, but I would definitely like to see Andrade versus Darby at one point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to happen sometime between now and Revolution. But we have to see how that's going to be moving forward. But
also, real quick, Darby's theme song is the one theme song I never get tired of hearing, man. That song is just fire to me. But
oh yeah, especially when we go down the skateboard.
I think also when the video game comes out, our like Darby versus Sammy match is going to be probably one of the funnest matches to play in a video game.
Yeah, but if I had to predict, the video game probably gonna come out probably next year if we get like any updates from AEW games on their YouTube channel.
Just to switch up, are you excited for the new 2K coming out? What you think about that?
Yeah, it's looking good so far. Yeah, we'll see how the game looks when it comes out in March.
Look, I'll tell you this much. When it comes out, I'll get it day one, and I will do a live kind of stream and do a live review of it because, I still play 2K19. I don't play 2K20. I still play 2K19. So I would like to do a live review of that and see how it goes because they have a lot to prove after 2K20. You had 2 years now to come up with something good. So after 2K20, man, they got a lot to prove.
Oh yeah, definitely. So after the TNT Championship match, we go into 2 promos. First off, QT Marshall cut a promo running down Hook in a pre-tape segment. Marshall has a new student to face Hook that we ain't never seen before, and the match is set for next week's Rampage. I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, QT, have you not learned your lesson? You stay away from Hook. Have you not learned your lesson? Jesus Christ. Ugh. Have you not learned your lesson?
QT Marshall actually became a really, like, he really cemented his self as like a good heel in the company and someone they can use. And I think this is a good entry point because QT is still Hook's, trainer. So I think this is still a good entry point for Hook and start to build some excitement, because now I'm like, well, who's going to fight Hook next week? Is it going to be a big dude? Is it going to be a small dude? Is it going to be an indie darling that, we all love, or somebody that we just never heard of and it's like one of QT Marshall's students? Or would it be QT Marshall in a mask, or Anthony Ogogo in a mask, or those type of things, those type of wacky things that happen in wrestling? So it'd be interesting to see who it is, and I'm excited to see who they send Hook to go get next week. Also, Hook is a freaking star, dude. Like, come on now, Hook is a star.
Yeah, it's just only a matter of time before he debuts on a Dynamite. But right now he's getting his reps on Rampage. But
sure.
And then next up we go into Chris Statlander promo saying making a mistake of agreeing with being a tag team with Leia Hirsch. But as you know, Leia come by and jump Statlander behind with a chair, Red Velvet, and then Red Velvet makes the save. So I've been saying this for a while. Leia Hirsch is like the little AEW's version of Shayna Baszler.
I can see that, and Layla Hirsch is definitely starting to be more comfortable in this heel role, and sometimes that happens. When we get new people in professional wrestling, they always kind of come out as like a baby face or kind of a neutral person, but it's when they're actually told to be a heel and they make that real change that you see some of their personality come out, and that's definitely benefiting Layla Hirsch. Matter of fact, this beatdown kind of took me by surprise. I had to rewind it and show my wife, who's a Chris Statlander fan. It's like, dang, man, she got your girl. That cheer shot looked, brutal. So they're definitely doing good together. And I like how this rivalry is building.
Yeah. But after that, we go into Thunder Rosa versus Mercedes Martinez. So,
Whoa. A lot to talk about with this one.
Yeah. Thunder Rosa got a lot of offense in this match. And then at the end, when they came out to the floor, Mercedes Martinez pulled out the pipe under the ring and clocked Rosa in the face for a disqualification. So
now, this is what's interesting about this match, because AEW is known for not doing these kind of finishes. But in this situation, it kind of works. And I think that's the difference between how they do their disqualifications, where it's rare, and how WWE does their disqualifications, where it's very consistent and commonplace for these type of things to happen. But with that being said, the moment it happened, that same feeling that I get when I see WWE do it, I got here. And I was like, come on, man, disqualification. But for the story, it makes sense. And it does make Mercedes Martinez look more like a badass when it comes to this rivalry.
Yeah, and we'll get to that more story in a second. But after the match, we got another promo package hype up Serena D. Man, if Serena D, listen, we got the Orange Heart Cup coming up soon in May, in which the finals for both and the men and the women will take place at Double or Nothing. If Serena D either wins the TBS Championship or either wins the Orange Heart Cup, if she don't win one of those, I'm gonna be upset.
For sure. Like, Serena Deeb is definitely I think she is definitely She would have did well in the dungeon, I believe. I feel like, you know, like she definitely embodies that Bret Hart, Owen Hart type spirit. She wears the pink, the white, and the black, and you can tell that she's a technical. She has that technical background, and she respects the hell out of that family. And I think you're right. She has to be kind of the first winner of this Owen Hart Cup. Yeah, Serena Deeb is just, she's one of my favorite female wrestlers. Well, not even just one of my favorite female wrestlers, one of my favorite wrestlers, period. Like definitely when her matches is on. I saw her in Jacksonville at Double or Nothing, the first show that was open right after COVID. And man, she just looks great in the ring. She has a mean streak about her, and her finisher is nice too. When she take her leg and just pound the hell out of the person's leg and then put her in the code. Yeah, Serena Deeb is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Trico, how do you feel about this Owen Hart thing, man? You know, it was like a lot of controversy when it first happened.
I think we're finally getting something that can recognize Owen Hart for everything that he's done. So WWE they never got the chance to do it, but we finally getting it right now. So this is definitely a great thing to see.
How great was it just to hear the crowd chant Owen's name and to see him on TV again and to kind of remember him for a second? I think if they do this yearly, we all get a chance. And that's the most important thing about like these like memorial fights or these tribute fights is that you get a moment to really think about the person for, you know, that show. And you got to really think about him. And that helps keep his memory alive. And I think now that WWE didn't have that opportunity to do it because of their circumstances there, having this company do it and talk about everything he did before even he got into WWE, I think is definitely a great momentous occasion to be able, and also like the big thing is he was very big about his family and taking care of his family, and he does get a chance to help his family again, even from the grave, with his legacy. So that's the most beautiful part about this thing. So I see a lot of people hating on it, and I think a lot of those people need to kind of do more research and look into it and kind of look at what Owen's career was before he even got into WWE.
Yeah, and can you imagine the talent that we're going to get in a few couple of months, especially with the free agents coming through, like not just for the men and for the women. Like there's gonna be a lot of free agents coming up. Like even and speaking of free agent, we'll get to that in a moment as well. But a lot of these free agents would definitely, like, we're gonna have the best women's division in the USA right now in AEW, and there are gonna be a lot of guys coming in soon. So the possibility is endless.
I'm telling you, AEW might need to expand just a little bit more, because their roster is just so beefy. Or they're going to start, or we might just start seeing mass AEW releases too, where it's like, we don't need them, or people contracts just changing a little bit. But that's like one of the things I like about AEW is that every week when we watch, like we get to see, like when they go to different cities, we get to see like the local talent from those cities work, and it's really is like, man, these guys are like going out showing like they're the best out there in the country because they're wrestling all these local talent and everything, and it's just a different vibe than like other promotions that's out there right now.
Yeah, it definitely is expanding because you have your stories on Dynamite, and then you have your stories on Rampage, so it's a lot of expanding. So
yeah, but how did you feel about that DQ with Mercedes Martinez? I don't think we got into that enough.
Oh, we're gonna get into that right now. So after the promo for Serena Deeb, we go into the back. Tony Schiavone interviewed Martinez, but it was quickly interrupted by Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and her crew. Now it's clear Britt Baker paid off Mercedes Martinez to take out Thunder Rosa, so she is not working with Jade. So that is definitely clear from Britt Baker. She said Jade ain't smart enough to bring in Mercedes Martinez.
Throwing that shade.
Yeah, this was a definitely surprise to Jamie Hayter. And I'll be saying this, like, I tease a breakup here between Britt and Jamie in the near future, although Britt wasn't happy that Sadie Martinez lost the match, but makes it clear to Mercedes Martinez that she's not to lose again, or her time at AEW will be short than the time at her last job. That includes what she meant by WWE and NXT.
So what do you think about the DQ?
So we are definitely getting another match from this from the DQ and the promo. We are definitely getting another match, but but this is the early stage of Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. Now, here's that I've been saying this for a long time. Either Revolution. Well, it's gonna be close enough to Revolution as we're getting there right now. It's definitely gonna be Revolution right now. I've been saying either Revolution or Double or Nothing, but I feel like it's gonna come at Revolution right now with the pizza place coming up right now. And I've been saying this: Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, AEW Women's Title, main event the show in a steel cage. What do you think?
I think that would be awesome. Really, I think if we went that route, that'd be really freaking dope. And I think that's important for like these kind of pay-per-views as well, to kind of do something big during those moments.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. We're getting there. We're getting there, and we're gonna be hyping up a lot of matches to Revolution soon, and it will be on March 4th in Orlando. We're hyping it up. So
I do want to say real quick, I did feel electricity with Mercedes Martinez and Thunder Rosa. Like honestly, before the match happened, just their interests, I was like, oh man, this feels like a pay-per-view match. So I really want to see more of a rivalry with these two, because I feel like I already can tell that this is going to be a moneymaker kind of rivalry.
Oh yeah, definitely. So on Wednesday's Dynamite, we have an Inner Circle team meeting. MJF speaks from his win against CM Punk. We had the Fates of the Revolution ladder match qualifying match where Cassidy be one of the members, and then a surprise mystery opponent, which is definitely going to be one of the huge announcements from Tony Khan. It was announced on Twitter. On that, if you haven't checked the Twitter page, look at it right now. So check that out. And then the main event, Hangman Adam Page versus Lance Archer in the Texas Death Match for the AEW World Title. And then next Friday on Rampage, we have Hook versus a member of QT Marshall Factory. That the graphic identified shows Blake Lee. I don't know who that is. And then Jurassic Express versus the Gun Club for the AEW World Tag Team titles. So what are your thoughts on this upcoming Dynamite and next Friday's Rampage?
A lot of stuff is happening. I did want to note that I saw they bringing back that brass ring for the Face of the Revolution ladder match. I saw it in the graphic that they had. I'm like, oh, here we go with the Sonic memes again. But it seems like everything is kind of coming to a head, and everything is starting to gear up for Revolution, and things are starting to get closer and closer and closer together. I kind of want to hear what MJF got to say. I just hope he don't do one of those long, drawn-out promos that he likes to go into. Like, I really need him to get to the point quicker, for me. But I do want to hear what he has to say as far as his win against CM Punk and in Chicago. We're never going to hear the end of it. We're never going to let that down. He's never going to let that down. So, but big matches are coming up, and you can feel the excitement building up towards Revolution.
Yes, definitely. And then the other night, the main event, Ricky Starks defending the FTW Championship against Jay Lethal. This was a great main event, and everything was back and forth. We even saw interference from not only Will Hobbs, but Dante Martin as well. But then lastly ending with Starks dropping Jay Lethal with a Roseberry. Roseberry. I think that's how you I think that's how you pronounce his finisher. And then got the pin. And this was an excellent match. And I knew Ricky Starks was not going to lose the title to Jay Lethal, even though I like Jay Lethal. He's a great athlete, but I think when it comes to the FTW title, I think it should be either Will Hobbs or Hook taking the title. So was, especially with the amount of love that Hook is getting, he probably going to turn babyface soon. That's the way I see it.
I don't know. I really thought for a hot second Jay Lethal was about to be the FTW champion. I just want to say also, Jay Lethal is the most professional wrestler out there. Every time I hear his promo, every time I see him come out to the ring, every time I see him in the ring, I just always think like, man, this dude is he's so clean. He's so crisp with his moves, and he's just so freaking professional. And that finish they did, wow. That was a great main event to Rampage. I want to say one of the most exciting main events I've seen in a long time. And I like to see Ricky Starks in the show. The dude has an it factor about him. He's great in the ring. He's great on the mic. He's fun to look at. I think if you just kind of give him more of a role, he can really carry it and take it away. But I don't know what he's like behind the scenes, and because from the Cody Rhodes show, it made him look like he was nervous and unsure of himself a lot. And that's opposite of what his character is. So but I do want to, this match was really good. It had me glued in, and it was like an exciting main event for Rampage. Jay Lethal, but think about it also, if they let someone outside of FTW win that belt, that's a good story as well.
Yeah, but I think it's gotta be somebody like who's a young up and coming who's getting a lot of attention. And I say is either Will Hobbs or Hook, one of the two.
Hook most likely is the next one to win the belt because he's going to look good with that belt around him. And I know Taz is going to be super happy with it as well. Send Hook for every match.
Yeah. So my final thoughts is that from this show, clearly we might be getting Adam Cole versus Adam Page for the world title at Revolution, and also Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker for the women's title. We could be teasing Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara for the TNT title, but like I mentioned, unless Darby Allin continued the storyline with Andrade when it happens, and then we have to wait and see what the big announcement is going to be from Tony Khan on Wednesday. But overall, this was a great show to finish off their week in Chicago.
Great show indeed. Rampage was excellent. I wish Evil Uno didn't have to be the jobber to Adam Cole last night, but I understand the connection between Adam Page. I am looking forward to the Texas Death Match with Lance Archer and Adam Page, just so we can move on to a rivalry that, maybe feel more high stakes, and that, maybe Adam Cole can take that belt from Adam Page, because he is so charismatic with the mic and the crowd loves him, So I think we're moving in the right direction. I had no complaints. But the DQ finish between Mercedes Martinez, I am on the fence with that one. 50-50, where I understand that the story made more sense for it to happen, but you don't want to feel like WWE and start getting comfortable with these DQ finishes. But I know Tony Khan has a lot of ex-WWE people working with them in those producer roles, and that's kind of what they know to do. But I will say it did help the story. It made sense to the story, but I don't want to start thinking that this is an option for these matches. That's the reason why I like AEW, because I know it's going to be a match to the finish, or a 1, 2, 3, or a submit. I like that about AEW. So I get why it made sense to the story, but don't get comfortable doing that.
Yeah, most definitely. Any last thoughts before we wrap up?
Man, that was it. Jay Lethal needs a belt on him. I want to see a Ring of Honor invasion. The Briscoes come in. I want to see some more Ring of Honor guys in there, because they're just so damn good to watch. But yeah, great main event. Let Ricky Starks end the show more often. And yeah, dope Rampage. One of the best I've seen in a long time.
Hey, the Forbidden Door is back open, so we'll see what's going to happen there. But until then, he's Leland, and I'm Trico, and we're signing off.
Peace.